11 News starts with breaking news.
Good afternoon, everyone. Breaking now, Governor Tom Wolf just announced changes to gathering limits for indoor and outdoor events.
And it means fans will be allowed in the stands at high school sports and at Heinz Field, not to mention concerts and theaters. Channel 11's Liz Kilmer joins us live with the breaking details. Liz?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Yeah, Liz Kilmer here on the breaking news desk. Big changes here. The revised guidelines go into effect Friday, and they could drastically increase the amount of people allowed to gather at both indoor and outdoor events. However, folks still need to wear their masks and socially distance. Now, previously, gathering restrictions were set at 25 people max for indoor events and 250 for outside gatherings. But now the limits will be based on the size of the venue. So, for instance, if an indoor venue's maximum occupancy is over 10,000 people, then 10% of that amount, up to 3,750 people, can be there, and then even more are allowed for an outdoor venue of that size. Now, what does this apply to? Fairs, festivals, concerts, shows, performances at amusement parks, sporting events, as we mentioned, parties or receptions within multi-room venues. It does not apply, however, to groups sharing a space for ordinary operations like office work or classroom time. A statement from the governor reads in part, quote, "We know everyone has sacrificed in many ways, and today's announcement reflects a gradual adjustment to our lives as we learn how we can do things safely until we have a cure or an effective vaccine is widely available." Now, with that said, Secretary Levine says they will be closely monitoring outbreaks and cases, and if it appears that they're linked to these events, well, these changes could be scaled back. For the full breakdown of the revised numbers, head to WPXI.com. Meantime, we have a number of reporters covering the impact here from multiple angles, and we'll have team coverage beginning tonight at 5. Back to you.
Don't let it dominate you. Don't be afraid of it.
President Trump is back inside the White House after being treated for coronavirus at Walter Reed Medical Center, and he's being criticized again for downplaying the virus. Our Jacqueline Fell takes a look at how the president, who is still infectious, and the White House staff are staying safe.
The president's medical team says it's worked with infectious disease experts to get the White House ready, and that they've set up temporary offices so the president can work and still be monitored by doctors. But the president is facing fresh criticism for taking off his mask once back at the White House. The White House doctor says the president is still being treated and undergoing tests. He added President Trump is not out of the woods yet. There is a COVID-19 outbreak happening inside the White House. More than a dozen officials have tested positive, and we can't get any answers from the Trump administration as to how many staff are sick. In a video from the White House, the president, without wearing a mask, told Americans not to be afraid of coronavirus, not to let it dominate your life. Medical experts and lawmakers say that's the wrong message to send about a virus that's killed more than 208,000 Americans and continues to infect more than 40,000 a day. Reporting outside Washington, Jacqueline Fell, Channel 11 News.
The president tweeted this morning he's looking forward to next week's debate in Miami, and he says he's ready to campaign and will be back on the campaign trail soon. The election is 4 weeks from today. Meanwhile, Joe Biden called out the president's comments on coronavirus. The Democratic nominee said during a town hall meeting on NBC there's a lot to be concerned about.
Look, anybody who contracts the virus by essentially saying masks don't matter, social distancing doesn't matter, I think is responsible for what happens to them.
And Biden is campaigning in Pennsylvania again. The Democratic nominee will be at a private event in Gettysburg. Biden has focused on Pennsylvania. Just last week, he took a train tour across the area, making stops here in Pittsburgh and Greensburg.
Despite President Trump urging Americans not to be afraid of COVID-19, the majority of people still are. The new NBC News Survey Monkey poll found 65% of Americans fear someone in their family will be exposed to the coronavirus. The survey also finds 44% strongly disapprove of the president's handling of the virus, with 27% saying they strongly approve. The survey was done last week when the U.S. saw on average 42,000 new cases a day.
Decision 2020 coverage now. If you live in Allegheny County and got your ballot in the mail, check your declaration envelope. It is the outer envelope that you send back with your secrecy envelope. The county tells us a small number of voters got envelopes that didn't print out right. If yours looks like the one on the screen, you should contact the Allegheny County Elections Office to get a new one.
Childcare has been hit hard by the pandemic for parents and daycares. Channel 11's Serafina James sat in on a virtual classroom tour to learn more about the challenges caused by COVID-19.
On Tuesday afternoon, the Start Strong PA and Pre-K for PA campaigns hosted a virtual classroom tour with Riverview Children's Center in Verona. House Democratic leader Frank Dermody was also in attendance and heard in detail the changes and challenges Riverview's now facing due to COVID, including all staff and children wearing masks, frequent hand washing and sanitizing. There's also been a drastic change in activities indoors, and the center has reduced class sizes to 10 students per room. But the biggest challenges for the center have been drops in attendance and retaining their normal staff size.
Losing key staff responsible for helping to build the culture and the quality of our program would be my second biggest fear. And the third, which I never thought I would be saying this, is the potential that we could close.
Pittsburgh nonprofit Trying Together was also there for a virtual walkthrough where they expressed how child care providers play a critical role in economic recovery after the pandemic. But they say without funding, the future of the industry is uncertain. And by meetings and Representative Dermody made a pledge for those in the child care industry. I'll tell you what he said coming up this evening. Reporting in Pittsburgh, Serafina James, Channel 11 News.
After nearly 3 hours of heated discussion last night, the North Allegheny School Board voted on a plan to bring students back into the classroom 5 days a week. According to that plan, students K through 8 will go back next month. High schoolers, though, will continue to do a hybrid schedule. The late night vote came after the board heard from nearly 6 parents, teachers, and nurses. The board says that it will be able, students will be able to safely distance in the classrooms and in cafeterias. Their feedback from staff is that quality hybrid learning cannot be sustained long term.
While Congress continues to work on a new stimulus deal, millions of people are still waiting for that $1,200 stimulus check that went out back in the spring. The IRS relies mostly on tax returns to process the payments, but you don't have to have filed one to be eligible. And some of the people in greatest need don't make enough money to file returns. So now the IRS has extended the registration deadline for non-filers until November 21st. The State Labor Department is pledging $300,000 to find you a job. They're connecting businesses with schools along with boosting job training opportunities. Businesses have until October 30th to apply for a share of the money.
Franklin Regional School Board member has resigned after clashing with the board's president. Gary English took office in January. Our Trib partners got a look at his resignation letter. It blames the board president for violating school board policy and blocking his request for information on district spending. The board could accept the resignation in 2 weeks.
The mayor's office introduced a proposal to City Council this morning that would protect people from being discriminated against because of their hairstyle. It's called the Crown Act and stands for Creating a Respectful and Open World for Natural Hair. The mayor believes the legislation would provide legal recourse for people dealing with hairstyle discrimination. This includes employment, housing, and public spaces. According to the Crown Coalition, black women are 1.5 times more likely to be sent home from work because of their hair.
I feel like having it in place will ensure an extra layer of protection. And, you know, if you can't discriminate on so many other counts, then you should not be able to discriminate on a group of people for how they wear their hair.
Earlier this year, we told you about a Central Catholic student who was told to change his hair or go home. That student started a petition to lift the ban on braids and twists. Despite getting tens of thousands of signatures, that policy stands. A car ended up on its roof after a crash in Stanton Heights just after midnight. It's right behind that police car, and you can see there's a guide rail and curve on Stanton Avenue where the car flipped. No one was hurt. More changes are coming to the East End. The plan is to turn a property that is a bit of an eyesore into a livable space. Channel 11's Mike Holden spoke to people on Center Avenue who are worried the change won't be for everyone.
More new development could be coming right here to the city's East Liberty neighborhood. We're talking about a major transformation at this building, and people in this community say they hope it's for the greater good of everyone. This big gray building along Center Avenue in East Liberty has sat vacant for some time. The once thriving space used to house a screen printing business. As you can see, it's now overgrown and graffitied. A developer is currently looking to give it a second chance and seize potential. The 37,500 square foot space was just sold for $3.78 million. It is now the focus of a redevelopment project, which would include a 6-story mixed-use, 150 apartment unit complex. The project is expected to cost the developers $45 million. Officials say part of the deal includes demolishing the building and starting from the ground up. While there is initial excitement over the project, there is also some concern.
I just hope that it will be, I just hope that it will be affordable for the residents that are here currently.
You know, it got to be economical. You know, like I said, if it ain't economical for everybody, do something else with it.
Now, there is no definitive timetable as to when work will start on this project, so we're going to stay in close contact with the developers. In the meantime, we're now talking to folks in this community about what they hope will be built right here and what it will include so everyone is involved in the process. For Channel 11 News starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting in East Liberty, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
All Brentwood police officers may soon be outfitted with body cameras. The borough is getting money from the State Commission on Crime and Delinquency to pay for the equipment. Before giving them to officers, residents have a chance to voice their opinions. A survey is posted on the borough's website.
Southwest Airlines is asking unions to agree to pay cuts in order to prevent furloughs and layoffs through next year. Unions represent more than 80% of Southwest's 61,000 employees. Salaries for non-union workers will be cut by 10% until January 2022. Southwest has never furloughed workers in its more than 50-year history, but says it may have to follow moves by rivals as air travel remains down 70%.
There was nothing accidental about this.
A woman nearly fell down the stairs, and police says you heard say it was no accident. How police say her husband tried to kill her.
A local borough and some of its leaders are being taken to federal courts. Only 11 can show you the alarming allegations outlined in a whistleblower complaint.
Plenty of sunshine out there right now. I'll let you know what to expect for the rest of the afternoon, and I'll have your hour-by-hour wind forecast as we head into Wednesday.
On Channel 11 Morning News, we tell you what's new, what's happening now, and what's next.
News stories with new details.
Breaking stories, updated all morning, and developing stories to prepare you for what's next on Channel 11 Morning News.
Weeknights on MeTV. Watch The Flintstones at 6, Happy Days at 6:30, and MASH at 7.
You can find MeTV on Comcast 190, 207, or 1169, and on these and other providers.
Watch The Kelly Clarkson Show weekdays at 1 p.m. right here on Channel 11.
There's a new court fight over marijuana and if police can search a car just because they smell it. The case is centered in the Allentown area of Pennsylvania, where a man faces gun charges after a search of a car he was riding in. His attorney got evidence suppressed because he had a medical marijuana card. The judge said the smell of marijuana alone no longer provides authorities with probable cause to conduct a search. She said that once presented with a medical marijuana card, it was illogical, impractical, and unreasonable for troopers to conclude a crime had been committed. Last week, a state appeals court reversed the judge's ruling, saying the judge failed to weigh other factors that led to the man's arrest. The issue could be pressed further by Governor Wolf's effort to legalize recreational marijuana. He believes legalizing pot will add jobs and give the state's economy a much-needed boost.
A Westmoreland County man is accused of trying to kill his wife with a tripwire. Police say William Danks Ryder Jr. put the wire at the top of the stairs to trip his wife. Police say there was a clear string that was about 3 inches from the carpet, and it was concealed by the trim. Below, there were 10 wooden steps and a concrete landing. His wife was able to catch her balance and is okay. Officers say she told them her husband has verbally and physically abused her for some time.
New at noon, state police say they just had the busiest quarter in the history of their gun background check system. In the third quarter, there were more than 406,000 Pennsylvania instant checks conducted, compared to around 225,000 during the same time last year. The highest previous total was around 370,000 set in the first quarter of 2013.
We could have a string of a couple, 3 good days, and then all of a sudden the weather can go down and in a 50s and 60s, and really prevents us from doing any comfortable outside dining.
Colder temperatures are making it such a challenge for restaurants to get people to eat outside. They can only seat 50% capacity inside, so they have been relying on outside seating for more business. But some restaurant owners told Channel 11's Jillian Hartman the things they need to keep people comfortable outside are in short supply.
Well, during this pandemic, outdoor seating has played a major role in helping restaurants stay afloat, but colder temperatures bring more challenges. Now, some owners are making a new plea to the governor. As restaurant kitchens heat up inside, it's becoming quite the opposite outside.
This is a time of year where it's hit and miss.
With indoor capacity at 50%, many owners are depending on outdoor seating to make ends meet. As the seasons change, a lot of them are putting up tents. But the big problem is there's a major shortage.
I was emphatically told that there were just none available and that I would have to go outside the state.
Local tent companies tell me they are nearly sold out.
I know local tent companies were having a tough time early on when this all hit because a lot of their events have canceled, but at the same time, all the restaurants were the ones that really gave them the business to help with the outdoor seating.
It's also been difficult for owners to get heaters, and the spaced out seating is making it even more challenging to warm up outdoor patios.
We've always said we've got one person in the Sahara Desert because that heater's over their head, and you got somebody else in Alaska that's, 6, 7, 8 feet away. It really is becoming a serious challenge for outside, and that's why we continue to ask for the bar tops back.
Owners know outdoor seating won't be as reliable in the coming months. That's why they're asking Governor Wolf to consider increasing capacity inside.
I wish that we could get the governor to understand that 6-foot distances, proper masks, sanitizing, all the things that this industry knows is better than just a preset number of 50%.
Now, some companies tell me weddings have also taken up some of the tent inventory, but expect there will be more availability for restaurants once wedding season is over in just a few weeks. Reporting in Cranberry Township, I'm Jillian Hartman, Channel 11 News.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Good afternoon. Taking a live look outside. We've got plenty of sunshine to enjoy this afternoon. Still cool out there. The temperature only 58. We've got winds out of the south-southwest at 9 miles per hour. If you look a little closely, you can see the trees swaying just a bit there, but they're going to be swaying even more as we head into tomorrow. I'll have your hour-by-hour wind forecast coming up in just a minute. It's going to be a windy day. 59 in Greensburg right now, 60 Washington, 60 in Morgan. Morgantown, 63 in Beaver. We're on our way up. Winds right now across the area at 13 in Indiana, 14 in Washington, and 9 in Beaver. Today will be a somewhat breezy day. Occasional gusts to about 20 miles per hour are possible. But as I mentioned, even more so windy tomorrow. Biking forecast for the rest of the day today. Lots of sunshine to enjoy. There are some models that show maybe some high clouds coming in by evening, but I do expect sunshine to continue through the rest of the day today. We're going with 66 at 3 p.m. Temperature up to about 68 degrees at 5 p.m. So a warmer afternoon after a really chilly start, with low temperatures down in the 30s this morning. Some patchy frost and fog out there early. Here's a look at our forecast over the next couple of days for car washing. If you need to get that done, it's looking good. We've got sunshine around for Wednesday, although I think maybe a few more clouds coming in Wednesday than what we'll have out there today. And then Thursday and Friday, looking at lots of sunshine to enjoy. Great weather to wash the car. For tonight, it will not be as cold. So this morning I mentioned mid-30s. We're bundled up, and tomorrow morning it'll be cool, but 52 degrees won't sound bad after the last couple of mornings. Southwest winds tonight right around 5 to 10 miles per hour under a mostly clear sky. We have a low pressure system that's tracking well up to our north. That's going to allow the winds to pick up starting tomorrow morning. So here's 10 o'clock. Winds sustained up around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Some pockets of 20 mile per hour sustained winds there in yellow. And then in the late afternoon hours, those winds really are ramped up already, anywhere from 10 to I think even 20 miles per hour sustained. May have some gusts even higher, I think up to about 35 miles per hour. So you may be doing a little leaf raking tomorrow afternoon as the winds kick the leaves off the trees. We're looking at upper 50s at 9 o'clock. Temperature wise, though, it's going to be a warm afternoon. Temperatures will climb into the lower 70s tomorrow. My forecast high at 73. Here's Storm Tracker at 8 o'clock in the morning. Looks like we're going to have sun, but the clouds do build throughout the day. Still a mix of sunshine, though, as well in the afternoon. That low pressure keeping the rain chances well up to the north, so at bay for us. 74 in Beaver tomorrow, 73 in Washington. 5-day forecast, your weekend always in view. We have a little dip on Thursday, but we're rebounding the temperatures back into the 70s as we head into your weekend. Coming up, I've got the latest tropical update on Delta. You don't want to miss it. It's a very strong hurricane. We'll have that in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Danielle. 14 million tons. That's how much plastic a new study shows may be sitting on the ocean floor. That is more than 35 times as much plastic believed to be floating on the surface. Using a robotic submarine, researchers in Australia collected 51 samples of deep sea sediments from sites off Australia's coast. The study shows up to 25 times more microplastics than previous studies. A Pittsburgh University being sued by students, and the pandemic is at the center of the case. Why some students want their tuition back.
Then I just hear and see like one swing of an arm, and I just bolt to the front of the plane with the flight attendant.
Fists go flying on a plane. What one man was wearing that led to the fight.
Attention, all personnel. We got to nip it. Golly. Teenagers, we are there. I know nothing. Nothing.
You can find MeTV on Comcast 190, 207, or 1169.
Watch Channel 11 News at 6.
Followed by NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
New videos out today shows a scary scene in Lower Manhattan, 20 stories up. 2 workers were rescued after their scaffolding collapsed, leaving them dangling. A fire department rescue crew secured them, cut out windows of the 20th floor, and then pulled them into safety. It took about 40 minutes to get this all done. The workers were wearing safety harnesses, and they were not hurt. Part of our Tarentum Street is blocked after bricks fell off the side of a building. Police found the damage early yesterday in front of the Praha building. The 115-year-old structure sits at the corner of Corbett and 4th Avenue. More bricks appear to be loose. Corbett remains closed between 4th and 5th.
Caught on camera, a fight on a plane over mask wearing. It happened this past weekend on a flight between Phoenix and Provo, Utah. According to officials, a passenger was wearing a face shield. Allegiant's policy says that's not a proper alternative to a face mask. When another passenger heckled the man, the fists started flying.
Then I just hear and see like one swing of an arm, and I just bolt to the front of the plane with the flight attendants. At first, he's kind of choking or, has a hold of the guy's neck. And then you see him pulling his hair and just like hitting him in the back.
Wow, the man wearing the face shield was escorted off the flight.
There's a good chance you recently bought something on Amazon or another online shop. The warning about how thieves are targeting online shoppers.
And only on 11, the accusations in a whistleblower complaint filed against a local borough and its leaders.
Hey, what's up, Pittsburgh? It's me, Kelly Clarkson. Join me every weekday at 1 p.m. right here on Channel 11 for The Kelly Clarkson Show. Season 2 is full of your favorite stars in film, TV, and music, and everyday heroes in your community. See you at 1, y'all.
Need an umbrella? Should you grab a coat? What about those weekend plans? Watch Chief Meteorologist Stephen Cropper.
Headed out tomorrow, the temperature will be warming up.
Scott Harbaugh, Danielle Dozier, and Jessica Faith. Count on Severe Weather Team 11.
When you want news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Homestead Borough and several of its leaders are being taken to federal court over a whistleblower complaint. That complaint was filed by a former borough worker who claimed she was fired for speaking out. Channel 11's Liz Kilmer walks us through the allegations.
The allegations in the federal whistleblower lawsuit, along with council documents, paint a picture of drama, discord, and a revolving door within Homestead Borough. No comment at the Homestead Municipal Building regarding a bombshell federal lawsuit just filed against the borough itself, 4 current council members and the former council president. The suit, obtained by Channel 11, was filed by former borough manager Lauren Zhang, claiming she was fired for being a whistleblower.
I'm not happy about that.
The suit says Zhang raised a red flag when a borough employee who's related to a council member allegedly, quote, claimed eligibility for unemployment compensation benefits for several weeks while receiving full pay from the borough. The suit also alleges Zhang filed a complaint with the State Ethics Commission after former council president Luis Benton's son was hired to remodel a rec center without the work being bid out. We called a phone number for Benton and were told no comment. Residents say they want to see what plays out in court.
I'd like to see the truth, and I'd like to see mostly that they find that there is not a lot of misconduct, that the conduct is overall good.
Prior to visiting the municipal building Monday, Channel 11 sent and left messages with the borough. We wanted a statement as well as minutes for recent public meetings, which don't seem to be available on the borough's website. Plus a way of reaching council members, considering we also couldn't find their contact information posted anywhere. Only the mayor returned a phone call saying that the suit doesn't involve her. The solicitor reached over the phone, said he can't comment on pending litigation. And inside here today, only a front desk worker spoke with us. She went back to go get an apparent new borough manager, but when she returned, she said that no comment could be provided, and she also couldn't provide that new borough manager's name. We'll keep you posted on how this plays out. In Homestead, I'm Liz Kilmer, Channel 11 News.
4 students at Point Park University are suing to try to get their tuition money back. They say they got, quote, subpar education in the spring when classes moved online. Our partners at the Trib got a hold of the lawsuit. It says while some classes had recorded lectures and used Zoom, others stopped providing any instruction and only required minimal assignments. Point Park told the Trib the school has been working tirelessly to ensure a quality education during the pandemic.
President Donald Trump is out of the hospital and back at the White House. As soon as he walked up to the White House, he took off his face mask and gave a thumbs up. But as he paints a rosy picture of his recovery, he is still undergoing treatment, and his doctors say he's not out of the woods yet. Sarah Dalif has more.
The highest profile COVID patient in the country, receiving a variety of treatments.
We're in a bit of uncharted territory when it comes to a patient that received the therapies he has so early in the course.
Among them, dexamethasone, a steroid generally used for moderate or severe forms of illness.
For patients with only mild symptoms, it could actually make things worse.
The president used supplemental oxygen at least twice and is undergoing a 5-day course of the drug remdesivir. He's also received an experimental antibody cocktail made by pharmaceutical company Regeneron, a sort of next-generation convalescent plasma.
When convalescent plasma is administered, it is hoped that the plasma you're receiving has high levels of anti-spike antibody. With these monoclonal antibodies, every time you're sure there's high levels of antibody, and every time you're sure that they're specific for the virus.
The treatments all have potential side effects, ranging from nausea to liver damage to delirium. Overall, the president is far from cleared by doctors. Coronavirus symptoms can sometimes get better before taking a sudden turn for the worse.
So we're looking to this weekend. If we can get through to Monday with him remaining the same or improving, better yet, then we will all take that final deep sigh relief.
A president highly monitored and closely watched. Sarah Dolph, NBC News.
Vice President Mike Pence and Senator Kamala Harris will be separated by plexiglass when they face off during tomorrow night's debate. The debate commission and medical consultants from the Cleveland Clinic made the decision amid a growing number of cases in the White House and after studying how the virus can spread by air. The president's illness also has organizers rethinking future debates between the president and Joe Biden. Their next one scheduled for October 15th, a week from Thursday. The commission is open to a virtual debate if necessary, with the candidates appearing from remote locations. But of course, it all depends on the president's health. Trump's spokesperson says that the president plans to take part in the debate.
God, you put the mask on. It's just awful.
She's talking about mask breath, how you can fix one of the side effects of protecting yourself from COVID.
Hi, I'm Lisa Robertson, and we've been bringing you a special version of Local Steals and Deals, where we shine a spotlight on amazing companies and their passionate founders. Small businesses really are the backbone of America, and we need them to thrive now more than ever. With Local Steals and Deals, we bring you exclusive offers from these brands on products that make your life safer, brighter, and more fun at a time when we all really need it. Join us in making a difference. Simply pick up your phone and text USA to 65,000 to learn more.
A big surprise on national television for a local school district in need. Students and teachers were presented with 2,500 laptops and free internet for a year.
It's a big opportunity. I mean, I really appreciate it.
Giving every student equal access to education makes us proud to be from Pittsburgh.
Proud to be from Pittsburgh. Brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Great cars, great people. For a great deal on a Honda, visit shophonda.com. Watch Catherine Amenta and Gordon Lesh on Channel 11 Morning News.
Coronavirus has changed our lives in so many ways. Many of us now wear masks, and while masks cover our faces, they also reveal certain things like how your breath smells.
Yeah, you can't escape it. So what do you do if your mask breath is too much to bear? Annette Gutierrez has some answers.
For some people, it's coffee breath.
When we drink coffee, obviously, here's mine. God, you put the mask on. It's just awful because you are smelling your breath.
For others, it's a wake-up call on their oral hygiene.
There's some days that I don't brush my teeth, and I'll just wear my Invisalign, or I won't put it in, and I'll wear my mask. And that's when I can smell it more often.
And that's the silver lining.
And like you didn't notice it before?
No. I don't think I ever did.
We're all becoming more aware.
And it makes sense because of the mask limits the airflow that you have exhaling. So therefore the smell can be noticeable.
But it's more than just coffee breath. There may be an underlying problem.
Your mouth has more bacteria than any other orifice in your body, meaning your nose, your ears, your eyes. you can figure out the rest.
Dr. Michael Childers says he wants to prevent tartar from building up. This happens when you don't floss.
It's like a barnacle at the bottom of a ship. You can't get it off until you scrape it off.
Some factors promoting bad breath include
dryness of mouth or lack of saliva flow.
The solution?
Increase our water intake. Make sure that our mouths aren't dry.
The daily routine should be
brush your teeth for 2 minutes, ideally with a electric or power type toothbrush. Floss every day, just the teeth you want to keep, and brush your tongue.
Dental patient Gretel Perez says she's brushing her teeth 4 or 5 times a day.
There's a good chance that you recently bought something on Amazon or another online shop, but the warning about how thieves are targeting online shoppers.
Plus, I'll let you know how cool it'll be into tomorrow morning for your neighborhood and an update to the tropics. Stick with us.
Channel 11 News and NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
We're a team you can count on to cover stories that impact your life,
whether it's across the street or around the world.
Channel 11 News at 6.
And NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
You're watching WPXI Now, your source for original local shows. All the best things happening in Pittsburgh in one place. Watch 11 Things to Do, Thursday and Friday mornings at 9:15 on WPXI Now and on demand.
Nobody can read between the lines like Judge Judy.
Instagram is celebrating its 10th birthday today with several new features, including a private stories map, which is a look back at the stories you've shared over the past 3 years. There's also a pair of well-being updates timed to the start of National Anti-Bullying Month. Shopping online is a big convenience, but it can open you up to identity theft. Our consumer advisor Clark Howard explains how one scheme is going around targeting online shoppers.
With us doing more and more online shopping, the scamsters are targeting us, trying to get into our heads and steal our money. So there are several wrinkles on this, but you may get a call from someone or a text or an email claiming they're from customer service with Amazon or any other online seller, saying that there'd been fraud on your account and they needed to get with you to talk with your bank to make sure your money didn't vanish. Before you know it, you've given a criminal who's not really with Amazon or any other online seller information on your bank account that they then use to steal your money. So when somebody calls or texts or emails and claims to be from customer service with any big seller, know that odds are it's actually just a con artist who's about to rip you off. And don't give them any of your banking, checking, or credit card information ever. I'm Clark Howard.
Your severe winter Team 11 forecast.
Well, taking a look at our visible satellite, and what's different about this map is I've actually changed the base color of the Earth to black, because you're going to see, look at that, a really cool presentation of the fog. Watch it. See that little white swiggly line across parts of western PA? You're going to see it in certain spots. Look at it. There it is. That's actually the fog that was nestled in the river valleys earlier this morning. And as the clock animates, the sun comes up, of course, and then you can see eventually how that will just start to disappear, because the fog is lifting as the sun comes up. So really cool presentation on the visible satellite today. Temperature-wise, we're in the upper 50s and low 60s. The sun has come up. The sun is in full force. You're going to need the sunglasses this afternoon. Still cool out there, though, but we're going to have a nice rebound this afternoon. For those of you have to get out and about, walk your dog this afternoon, about 68 degrees at 5 o'clock. That's the forecast high today, and then a mostly clear sky, maybe just a few high-level clouds coming in later on this evening. As far as tonight, we're in the lower 50s, 52 in Pittsburgh, Washington, 53 in Uniontown, so cool enough for a light jacket tomorrow morning, but not as cold as what we had this morning, which was temperatures down in the mid-30s. You're going to want to secure your fall decorations. We have a low-pressure system tracking up to the north of our area that's going to increase the wind. We're looking at occasional wind gusts to about 35 miles per hour at times tomorrow, and then a cold front blast through here, and we'll have a little bit of a dip in the temperatures as we head into Thursday. Tomorrow's forecast high 73, so a warm day. Winds go from southwest to northwest, a sign that the cold front is passing, and we'll have a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow with those pretty gusty conditions throughout the day. Here's the latest on the tropics. I've got the red circle over Delta. It is now a major hurricane. Look at it, very impressive. It's developed an eye, and it's very small as it continues to track toward the northwest, and hurricane warnings are already out for the northeastern Yucatan, where we are looking at this storm coming very close to some of those tourist areas like Cancun, Playa del Carmen, Tulum, Mexico. Tropical storm warnings here for western Cuba. This is the latest model track, and you can see the consistency here with this as it continues to move into the Louisiana coastline, and the latest here 130 miles per hour. So it is a Cat 4 storm. This update came out at about 11:15 this morning. This storm has actually strengthened from a tropical depression to a Cat 4 hurricane in just 30 hours. That's how rapid this storm has strengthened, and you can see Cat 4 here, landfall somewhere around Cancun, or at least right along the Yucatan Peninsula, the northeastern tip there, and then it will continue to lift toward the north. Really strong here in the Gulf of Mexico. Weakens just a little bit, though, as it closes in on Louisiana. Cone of uncertainty, though, from Texas all the way to the Florida Panhandle. We are tracking this closely for you. I know a lot of you may have family and friends there along the coast. As far as local impacts, I'm not seeing any here for our area. It's going to pass well down to the south, so we're keeping it sunny and dry all the way through the week. Saturday and Sunday look good with temperatures at 75.
Ignition, liftoff.
SpaceX successfully launched more Starlink satellites into orbit this morning. The networked satellites are known as Starlink. The goal is to bring internet services to more people. SpaceX will now have to close 800 Starlink satellites in low Earth orbit.
A new list out this morning with the most dangerous celebrity names, the actors and singers with the riskiest search results. Now here's local steals and deals.
Did you know that there is a break-in, a burglary in this country every 13 seconds? I didn't know that. Did you know that most of those are in apartments? I didn't know that. There's a gentleman who was living in Atlanta and wanted to protect his family and realized that there was nothing existing. He actually had to make something. I am so excited to introduce to you today the inventor, James.
Hi, thanks for having me on the show. I had recently relocated to the Atlanta area and brought my family, and I wanted that added level of security that video doorbells offer. And at apartments, you can't mount those video doorbells outside of your apartment. And so it was really bothering me. So I started sketching some ideas on a napkin, and the light bulb came on. I started thinking of ideas and started sketching some ideas and partnered up with a great person, and we created the doorbell board. Originally, I really just wanted to protect my family and get that added level of security. But after the project began evolving, we realized that we could actually protect an entire apartment complex, and then it even evolved into college dorms and on and on. You could take the doorbell board with you when you travel. So if you could just imagine taking this with you when you visit hotels, your Airbnb, there's nothing like knowing and having that security. There's just so many ways that this product could be used to keep people safe. And we're very grateful to Local Steals and Deals for helping us get this product off the ground.
We love to support small business. We love to find amazing inventions, and we love to bring you things that are really going to make a difference in your life. This is the doorbell BOA. So when the door is open, you're going to put this on. Your door just goes right in here. You close it from the inside, and let me tell you, this thing is solid. Right now, their doorbell BOA is 20% off on localsteals.com. Definitely get yours.
News is happening in your neighborhood. Channel 11 News is there.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, and Butler. We cover news everywhere you live, not just downtown. We're in Aliquippa, Coriopolis, and Moon.
Bringing you stories that impact your town. That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
More local news from more neighborhoods. That's a fact. We're in Bethel Park, South Park, and Mount Lebanon. When you want news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
What's new?
What's now and what's next every morning
on Channel 11 Morning News.
There's a list out of the most dangerous celebrity names to search for online, and topping McAfee's list, Pitch Perfect star Anna Kendrick. Her name generates the riskiest search results that could lead to malware. Rounding out the top 5, Sean Diddy Combs, Blake Lively, Mariah Carey, and Justin Timberlake.
Peggy Finnegan is a safe search. It's okay. Hand washing stations can now be found in 6 stations along the downtown and North Shore riverfronts. They're the work of the Pittsburgh Creative Corps, a collaboration between River Life, the Office of Public Art, and Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership. Local artists help create artwork to decorate the stations. Pittsburgh has been named one of the safest fall destinations to travel during the pandemic. A study by Lawn Love looked at COVID case data and ranked cities for their outdoor attractions. Pittsburgh came in 3rd for the study's high-ranking outdoor attractions category. Colorado Springs was number 1.
Well, that is all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast comes up tonight at 5 o'clock.
Thanks for watching. Have a great day. breaking news desk is really an invaluable tool.
You're going to get breaking news as it's happening. You can be assured that everything I tell you is something that's important that's going to impact your day.
We have an anchor now dedicated to following the latest information as it comes in.
I know the neighborhoods, I know the school districts, and that really helps to inform you so that you know if something is going to impact your family.
As soon as she gets that information, the breaking news desk is able to go on air, bring that information to you and share it.
That is a resource no one else has. If you see me on the breaking news desk, you know it's an important story.
WPXI is proud to partner with UPMC to present Community Matters.
Severe lung disease and treatment during COVID-19. That's the topic for this week's Community Matters. Joining us today to start the conversation is UPMC Lung Transplant Program Medical Director, Dr. Matthew Morell. Can you explain the progression of lung disease and some of the symptoms